35 years in business. Tim Boss. Tim.
Bart, I'm just sitting here thinking I want pizza, but did you know when you get a Coney dog, just tell them to throw extra cheese on it. It's really great.
Oh, I guess you could do that, yeah.
And then when you go to the Western school games, why not take something, you know what I mean? We're all community minded. Don't you see that is the newest thing that's happening now? We're crossing things over with each other so that we're more community minded. Like the Bright Walls and the festival. I seen you at the festival the other day. I was in line for tacos.
Oh, wasn't it awesome?
It was awesome. And I have this suspicion they probably all ran out of food.
I think they did.
Right?
They had way more people than they expected.
Yeah, it was beautiful weather. It had a very good vibe about it. It was easy. It was all contained. It felt safe and secure. And we were all there to do the same thing, be community minded and to show our wares and to do what we needed to do for our environment. Yeah. Bright Walls, all of it. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
It's you, it's me, it's us. It's what we do.
We're a great community. It just gets better every day here in Jackson. It really does.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. And I think, well, what can I do to be a part of thing? Not only is it good business, but it just feels natural. And I think for a while we were out of that thinking mode. And maybe it's the newer generation that thinks, maybe you should kick that in and be a part of some things that you're normally not a part of.
Well, when you think about it, the Bright Walls, the Hispanic Heritage Festival, it's the young people started these.
That's
and
right.
did all the work on them.
Yeah.
A tremendous amount of work.
Trish and myself were talking earlier today. How do you facilitate something that has the magnitude that it does? You have to think of it in reverse. Like, how do you put the first thing in so that you're not competing with the thing that goes in last? And then who's the team? How's the team? Are they thinking the same thing you are? And more importantly, you have to trust that part of your team member to get the job done. That was a huge undertaking. And they did it so well that we have all these 74 murals for people to come from all over and then seek other opportunities while they're here, which they're doing, and still know that there's integrity left in the rest of the buildings as they are, because that still is our community.
That's right.
It's been fun, hasn't it?
It has, and I think we almost take it for granted that we have, because it's been going on for, like Bright Walls, for 5 years. It's amazing, but yeah.
Interesting thought too. I'm not interruptive to you. You know that. It's like I just get energized when we talk about the things that we support. All the Cascades, all the Humane Societies, the JSOs, the ELLAs. We've been involved in them for decades, behind the scenes, so to speak, and.
Well, just Saturday night. It's for just Friday night. Tim Boss was once again the auctioneer and helped raise money for the Cascades Humane Society at their annual gala, Unleash Your Heart. 10 years. He's done this every year. Yeah. And he does this for so many organizations, and he doesn't charge anyone. And on top of that, he usually buys something and makes it himself.
I do. Yeah. Isn't it something?
That's awesome. Auctioneer of the Year in the state of Michigan just a few years ago. Now, Tim, 35 years, that's awesome.
Right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
When you think about it, things on your shelves today, they were almost like brand new when you started.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. We still have some of the same stuff too. Interesting as it may be, the new generation will shop and they'll say, "Oh, I'm looking for something really old, like from the 80s or the 90s." And instinctually, I say 1880, 1890. They said, "Oh no, 90." Right? Yeah. I said, "Honey, how old are you?" "Well, I'm 22." I said, "We've been here 35 years. We've been here longer than you've been alive." That's old to them. So here's my way of understanding this. They're all into this thrifting thing. And I said, well, honey, this is not, in our generation, we call it antiquing. Thrifting is like Goodwill, St. Vincent's, and things like that. Our building is compiled of not necessarily antiques and collectibles as much as it is things that are no longer currently being produced.
Yeah.
Right? And it could be from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000. What makes it collectible is, one, its presentation, two, that you can't just get it anywhere. It has to be brought someplace for you to be able to purchase. And that's what the mall is comprised of right now, is all kinds of odd things. And that's okay. That's
you know,
okay.
and I think I saw this at Brightwell's, the
Mm-hmm.
90s night. A lot of people went to look for things for the 90s.
Yeah.
And if you have a 70s party, people are checking.
And how old is that?
50
That
years.
dates us.
Yeah.
I just had a birthday too, and I said, I'm way too young to be old.
You're younger than me. I can't believe you started the Antique Mall. So 35 years ago.
Right. Right. For the building. But I've been a buyer and a seller and a collector lot more years before that. Yeah.
Well, you've been a lot of things.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur, real estate agent, realtor, figure skating coach and
Right.
teacher, antique specialist, auctioneer.
Yeah.
So when you started your career, I mean, where were you headed? What were you thinking you were going to do?
I just knew in my guts that I was going to be on my own, and I have to do the very best I can do from the minute I wake up till I go to bed.
And when you started the Antique Mall, surrounding you was a sea of emptiness.
Yes.
There were all empty storefronts downtown
Correct.
in 1988.
Yeah.
Tumbleweeds,
Yep.
literally rolling down Jackson Street.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now we're part of the big picture now because of the 200. And a gentleman came yesterday and bought a little table and chair set to walk right across the street to the 200. You know what I mean? I'll deliver. You know, it's just an interesting vibe. And I have this mixed emotion because what's going to happen when I'm going to be needing to move on when everything's peaked? Do you mean? Because
Yeah.
I feel like our business is taking another new leap, and the new generation is highly supportive of it, not only because of the bright walls and the art, but because of the eclecticism of it. And they like the structure of the building. When I come here, I sometimes don't even talk. I just still look at your tin ceilings, what the how you've evolved along the way, and your green rooms. And by the way, I got the fingerprints off of your mirror in the green room
thank
too.
you.
It's just what I do, right? Take care of you, Barb, right? You just notice things when you look, and
When you-
always be looking.
Yeah, and when you started the Antique Mall, it used to be a Goodrich tire store
Yeah, yeah,
with bays. Cars drove in for service.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of work. I mean, to turn that abandoned service station, and it had been abandoned for a while.
Like you, like Brightwell's, like all of us, we have a vision.
When Brightwell's, first year at Brightwell's, the first person they came to was Tim Boss, and they said, we want to do this festival, and we're going to have someone paint this. And you were hesitant. But we had no idea what Brightwell's was to be.
That's right.
But-
But when you share the creative vision of other people, you instinctually know, right? And you're supportive of it because the people behind them as well are equally as strong.
Well, you've had a lot of people, you know, of course, all of your dealers. You've got a lot of support. Your parents.
62 dealers.
62. Your parents, Bonnie, they've all been there. They're all helping out. They've been there from day one, too.
Yeah, we all have our little niche that we do. Yeah.
So what's next? It's quite a milestone, so
We don't know. We're still in there for the long haul. I don't know. We're just glad that people still see us as a destination. And over this last couple of weeks, people weren't coming in by the 2s anymore. They're like 4s, 6s, 8s, and 10s. You know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And all it is it's keeping them mindful of we're here. You know. And what can we do to support you? Well, we go all to the things. We do all the stuff. You know, we give.
Yeah.
Then it comes back.
with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and all of the
We currently
pomp and
have no coronation things available. No.
all gone.
All gone already.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's going to be just a treasure trove, all the things associated with British royalty, especially now. But you got cleaned out.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that. Interesting.
So what's the next in terms of, what's being produced today? What's the recommendation to hang on to that might be of value in just a few years?
Instinctually, when I walked through the door, I had seen your Bright Walls poster. Everybody can own a poster, but they can't own the one that was all artist signed that you have. Anything individual It may start out as a mass-produced item, but something that puts it one more degree over somebody else doesn't have one. That's where the value is. And sometimes value isn't in money, sometimes value is in the exchange. I love that thing. More, it gives somebody a sense of peace. It gives them happiness. They buy a yellow hamper because their grandmother had a yellow hamper.
Yeah.
It's connections. It's nostalgic.
Well, we appreciate all that you've done in our community, and we congratulate you on your 35th anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah, Bart. Yeah, we're in it.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
You too.
Jackson's legendary Tim Boss. Stay tuned. Coming up, we'll get an update on the construction projects. We got one that just started and one just ended, and then some in between. Standing by in the CNB Green Room is Troy White from the City of Jackson. He's up next.